Hey guys, welcome back on the channel. So in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the farm spotlight for the upcoming week here on PancakeSwap, Solana farms. I'm going to show you my results. It's the fourth week I'm sharing this with you, showing you how I have been consistently earning over 20% a week in cake rewards, plus the trading fees of the tokens, but it's mostly cake reward, let me tell you right away. So your yield will be very much dependable on the price of cake, which right now is at $2.5, $2.5, $2.6 per token. And then I will also talk a little bit more on how you can take that yield, because after all, those were high risk pools, and put them into something more solid. Like for example, they just announced these turbo farms, which are very legit opportunities, and you can turn your position in a month and a half, a couple months, easily double your position or turn a big portion of that into something like this, which is extremely important because as we will enter a bear market later on, you want to have most of your holdings to be in blue chip assets, things that will survive through a bear market and come back bouncing into a new bull run, which will be far ahead in the future. But if you're planning to earn crypto passive income, you gotta play the long run, and at least that's my strategy. Make the most of these high risk, high reward pools in the shortest amount of time and turn them into blue chip assets holdings. This is something anyone can do, can start with very little amounts. So let me share with you the results that I had in the farms for this week. Alright, so these are the 4 positions that I have opened. Most of them are a bit down in value, aside from this one, Dog Whiff. This one has grown, so obviously what you optimally want to see. You want to see your position to grow in value as you earn fees. But if you're doing this with sort of a very tight ranges, just hunting yields, likely you will lock in permanent loss, as I have been locking in permanent loss for this week. And also, if you're completely new to this, high risk pools with very tight ranges not only make you lock in permanent loss, but also you have to manage your position every single day, more than a couple times a day ideally. Most of the days I've been just checking in morning and late night just to see how the pools have been performing, readjusting ranges, because sometimes you go out of range but then market volatility puts you back into range. You can definitely play that game, depends on your style and your strategy. I don't want to be looking at the screen all day and just doing that. So that's just my strategy, and this is not financial advice. Obviously, this is for testing purposes and show you that you don't need to be hunting for memes, the next 10x, the next 100x. Alternatively, in my opinion, it's much better to go and provide liquidity to some of these high risk pools and earn some nice yield on it. Okay, so these are the current cake earnings for this current week. But also on top of that, I took some cake earlier in the week to top up the farm. So we're talking about over $80. I took around $10 cake in the beginning of the week to top up some farms, increase their value. So essentially I had harvested $80 profit in a week, so just for the sake of explaining and working with round numbers. Now I'm going to tell you how each of these pools has decreased or increased in value. So this first one, it decreased around $20. Right now the price per fart coin is under $1. It's substantially lower than compared with previous months where I have been yield farming this pool and earning at around 3% a day. But in the grand scheme of things, throughout all those months, this LP position already paid itself and more, and allowed me to open other liquidity pool positions in other pools and essentially compounding my whole bag into something else. Okay, so let's do the math here. In the beginning of the week, I topped up most of these pools, and everything put together, they were at around $280. Right now, let's see the total value. 44 plus 121 plus 43. And the last one is 29 plus 29, 237. I'm $43 down. And these pools have been consistently yielding in between 4% a day at the very least to 5% a day. It mostly depends on how often it goes out of range or not. But on a daily average, it's doing at the very least $10 up to 15. Sometimes it can go up to 20. It pretty much depends. But again, let me just underline here, I'm playing with very, very tight ranges. I don't advise beginners to do this. Actually, this is, again, not financial advice. But overall, I'm $43 down, so let's see the cake yield. which is something around 80. So this means that I could essentially put half of this cake back into those pools to top them up, and I could increase this plus 40. It would put us back again at the same level, and then I could take $40 in profit, pure profit, in a whole week. So considering the pool's value in the beginning of the week, we're talking about something at around 28% yield in 1 week. Traditional finance cannot even match this in their best dreams. Although it's very high risk, let me tell you. The thing is, we're in a bull market. Highly unlikely we'll see a huge crash, and even if you look at these positions, they're not like crazy, very recent meme coins. It's Fartcoin, which is one of the most liquid tokens on Solana. It's Jito, Dogwif, again, another meme, but it has really high liquidity on Solana. And then there's also Vine, which is probably the token from all these four which has the lowest liquidity on Solana. But even if we consider that from these $80 we want to top things up once again, which you should, with some frequency, you should top your pools once in a while. It's just doing good business. I did mention that in my previous video. And if that's the case and you want to top them up, you take $40 worth of profit, it still puts you with 15% of pure yield, pure profit in a whole week. And I think it's pretty safe to say that in a matter of 1.5 months, 2 months, you can essentially double your LP positions by opening new pools constantly. And especially what you should be aiming to do, if you want something for the long run, you want to put that really high yield into all of these assets, which is really good that PancakeSwap did a post about it, because you can still use PancakeSwap's farms on Base, on Solana, in order to get exposure to this on Ethereum even. 50 plus pools boosted with 500,000 cake, which is worth at around $1 million rewards for the next 100 days, live now on Solana farms, Base and BNB chain coming soon. So this is great news. It definitely fits what I just told you. You can take that yield from high risk pools, put them into blue chips, which again, with these rewards, they will earn you something probably at around 1% a day. And they will be much more market stable and market resilient, volatility resilient when compared with those high risk ones. So let me jump back here to Solana's farms and see which ones have the higher incentives. Like for example, Uranus, this has been highly incentivized for the past weeks as well. Launched coin the same. I haven't checked the chart all that much and the liquidity to see if they would be good options or not, but they are still options. This one, Annie, I believe this one is related to AI. It also has been highly incentivized for the past weeks. You can also get really good yields here with Useless. At some point in time, I had some liquidity there as well, even before the PancakeSwap incentives. And then we also have Bonk. Bonk is being heavily incentivized this week. They have been in the spotlight, like I showed you before. And it's one of those cases, again, which we are talking about an established meme coin, to the point that Bonk, it's already a flagship token on Solana. So these are the type of tokens that you can use to yield farm. Bonk, with Trump, they are high risk, yeah, but in a current bull run with all of these incentives, I think it's a really good opportunity to essentially double your bag in a month or two. So from here on, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take the yield from all of these positions that I have been showing you consistently for the past 4 weeks, how much they have yielded me, and I will put that money into something more solid. And those will be the already mentioned turbo farms. So we can go back here. Okay, so this is one of those turbo farms, then Sol paired with Ethereum. Anything that has a stable coin in it with a blue chip asset or 2 blue chip assets in it with triple digits APR, high cake incentives, that's something that you can definitely think about seriously to provide you just some more stable cash flow throughout the years, not only in a short amount of time, because that's the thing. Whenever we enter the next bear market, these high risk pools, they will drop in value significantly and it will go out of range significantly to the point that position can be worth 80% less or more. And of course that will also reflect on the yield. And I'm already repeating myself because in last week's video I pointed out some of those blue chip pools that you can definitely earn some nice yield on. For example, Sol with BTC, wrapped Bitcoin. This has really high triple digits for 2 blue chip assets. Sol in the stablecoin. This one will yield you consistently. Sol with Ethereum. You get the idea, I believe. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, or just search for this type of content online. There's a ton of great information out there, even outside of my channel. I don't want to pump my own tires, but there's a lot of very smart people doing this type of content to show you that crypto is the future. You can make mind-blowing yields that if you would tell the common people, they would just look at you thinking, okay, this guy is nuts, he's just gambling. And most of the people in crypto are gambling. But if you know what you're doing, and if you want to earn passive income, you can actually make a living out of this. I've been yield farming for years. Only for the past year did I started to play with these more high-risk pools. The whole point of this video series is to show you that even with a smaller initial position, you can double it by taking that extremely high yield and putting into something more solid. The reason why there are these incentives and why yield farming pays such high amounts is because I just showed you that my positions were worth at around $40 less. So they do need to make up for it in order to convince people to deposit their liquidity, to make the risk worth it, right? And then if you're already making a living out of this, and then you're spending your crypto through platforms that give you cashback, 3% cashback, 5% cashback, some even pay you 10% cashback, that's essentially free money, okay? Alright guys, this is what I wanted to share with you. My 4th week yield farming, high risk pools on PancakeSwap, incredible results. Go check out the other videos if you want to see the results week by week. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Even if you're a complete beginner, I can point you out to specific videos that I did that likely they will help you. Just let me know your question, I'll get back to you. That being said guys, if you enjoyed this type of content, join the Crypto Explorer community, like and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching. I'm going to wrap this one up. Take care, keep exploring crypto, go make those turbo yields, and I'll see you on the next one.